Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the garage, welcome to another beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. So officially, I don't know where it was, in the last video I said that the tracks were starting to open up and all. I did see today, I think it actually happened yesterday, but the governor of Maryland released something that this Friday, the June 12th, spectators are allowed back at the track, so Cecil County Dragway will kind of basically be back in full swing. I don't know if there's any special restriction capacity-wise and whatnot, but that means we are continuing forward with the drag truck. So we really want to just get this thing ready to go. So we're working on that. Last time we put our anteater back in, we put our hydro boost in, got all that situated. Really the biggest hurdle for this thing going to the track, other than the engine not running, which we talked about last time, is the rear suspension, which we need to get this thing to a set of scales so that way we can figure out exactly what we need for our shocks, because even with all the weight we've taken off of this truck, it's still going to probably require some special valving. You're not going to want to actually talk to somebody. I mean, this is all what people have told me, that you're going to want special valving for these heavy trucks because they're so heavy in the front compared to the back, so on and so forth. So need to get that information, what the weights are on all four corners with me in the truck, and then we can talk to somebody to get that set up. So other than that, like I said, as far as the running correctly, the truck does run and start right up. It's just not running the way it should, which hopefully we have tentative plans to try and get solved here soon. But for the meantime, we're going to just try and knock out all the little stuff, so when that day comes, we can get this thing to the track. So even if we get this thing so we can pull it in and out, if we can even get the truck so we can load it on the trailer as is, I'm not sure with how it's running if we can or not, but if we could, maybe we'll be taking this thing to get it weighed sooner than getting it to run correctly. Like I said, that's all tentative. There's airplane flights and all kinds of stuff involved, so hopefully it all works out. But needless to say, we're going to start working on our hood stack tonight. As you guys can see here in the dust, I don't know if you guys can see that, I drew kind of a circle. What I'm kind of thinking, the hood stack, I would like to put it like right in the middle here, so we have room. It's going to be basically where the old stack that I made came up. So as you guys can see, it's kind of pressed up against the fiberglass here. We're going to need to cut that thing down. What I'm thinking is I'm going to cut the hood stack at the lowest part of it that's straight. We'll rotate it up and see kind of what we got. I want to try and get this thing good on the first shot. My thinking is to just take a 6-inch hole saw. We can actually, trace our hood stack on the inside, 6-inch hole saw, and just have a nice hole with a 1/2 inch of clearance around the whole thing. And with how we have the front end, so you got to kind of pick it up and slide it in, if we have the hood stack just sticking up ever so slightly, we should be good. Now, will we do something different in the future? I don't know. My only problem with the hood stack is the same thing I found on the other truck, is you just get black soot all over this side of the truck, but it's kind of a necessary evil. So before we get started on that, I'm just going to go over it one more time, see if I can come up with any other ideas. But I've been pondering this for quite a while, and with how we designed the whole tilt function of the hood, I think this is probably the best bet, because anything on like the fender would probably be a little harder to incorporate. So yeah, we will. Oh, and the other thing is, we don't have a 6-inch hole saw. So a friend of mine has one, so we'll probably get that tomorrow, hopefully, if I remember. But we're just going to kind of get started because we're waiting on parts for the 24 valve, and we want to try and keep rocking and rolling on the drag truck. So that's where we're at. Not off to a great start. We're not going to finish tonight, but we're getting out there and trying to get something done. So guys, it is another day or two later from when this video started. So as you saw in the last clip, I took the our pipe, took our hood stack and put it in the vise. I was going to cut it with the grinder, and I did. And honestly, I was not liking how everything was turning out, just with the grinder and all. I wanted to get it right. So before, when we did this, we had made our hood stack. We were kind of a slave to the hole that was in the hood. Basically, we were trying to line up the hole with or line up the stack with the hole. Now we can kind of put that thing wherever we want on the hood here, and really this general area right here is where I'm thinking. Just nice and easy, not too complicated. I was thinking about a way to try and get it out here, but it's a 5-inch pipe and all that. So what I ended up doing was actually cutting it down in a bandsaw. So I cut come over to the edge here. So what I did is I put our hood stack in the bandsaw, and I cut it straight across here. So when this flange is plumb, we had a nice flat surface here. And then I took it and I put it back in the engine, or back on the turbo, I should say. Put the hood stack, or the front clip down, and then I measured up, and we had about 7 inches on the tightest portion. So what I did was I added a 7-inch straight piece. So this piece should be flat when this is plumb, and like this is level right here, trying to make like a nice hood stack. So what this will allow us to do is put it back on the turbo. Then we should be able to flop the front clip back down, and I should be able to get a good line to the top of the hood stack here, and then we will be able to accurately cut out our hole for the front clip, and that way we can have this thing kind of centered up, have everything true, and have everything looking good. So that's kind of our game plan, and then we got to figure out how we're going to extend this up. I'm still debating whether to extend this up then, or whether to, whatever we do on top of the hood, whether we have this poking through or have something permanently attached, that hangs down and we'll slide over that. That part I haven't decided yet. So we're going to get to putting that pipe on the back of our turbo, see how it lines up, and maybe get to punching a hole in our front clip. Well, that'll do. That'll do. So we successfully got our hood stack hole cut out, and I'm very happy with the results. So if we look down here, that is, I mean, I know this is kind of, you know, because the hood's slanting up, but yeah, that's close. So we're looking at it, and like I said, I just added that 7 inches or so we're just around it so we could kind of make an outline on the hood or on the front clip. And what I did over here, as you guys can see, at first I was trying to do like the, I don't even know what the method's called, but basically you do 3 lines. We ended up with 4 because of, anyway, you do 3 lines of equal length. So say if this is 4 inches, 4 inches, and 4 inches. You mark the center of each line, and then 90 degrees, you know, you go from your line and 90 from the center straight, and then you'll find your center point. So I did that, but I did it while the front clip was standing up. So I was kind of like reaching over to try and get to it, and it just wasn't working out. And I looked at it and I was like, man, that doesn't look center. So what I did, got the old 5-inch hole saw, put that inside the marks, and I kind of lined it up the best we could. As you guys can see here, we were a little off, not too bad. Now, as for the plate in the center, a friend of mine had suggested to me, I guess he was cutting out some, what do they call it? Corn toss, or what, cornhole, yeah, you know, beanbag toss. Yeah, he was cutting out some of those boards, and he was finding that with the 6-inch hole saw, that it really wanted to kind of go all over the place and waller out his center hole. So he suggested to me, when I went to do this with a 6-inch hole saw, being it's fiberglass and probably would waller out a little easier, to do a backing plate. So that's what we did. Basically sandwiched our part that was getting cut out with, you know, 2 plates that were made the same with the center hole. So that way, and that center hole is the same size as our drill bit, 1/4 inch. So that way when we start, we're not wallering around our center hole and getting like, you know, an oblong hole. So that was that definitely worked out well, made for a nice cut. Now I was thinking about this, and now that we have that, I don't know of any reason other than the truck not running correctly, but any reason why we shouldn't be able to put this thing out into the driveway. Just kind of put her in gear and run around a little bit. That being said, I have a provision to get the exhaust up out of the cowl or out of the front clip. So put this other end of that pipe on there. Wow. I like that more than I thought I would. I was just, that piece of tube is actually what the 7-inch piece came off of. It was just, you know, something from an exhaust system or whatever, but I like that pipe just sticking up like that, and it's kind of slanted back a little. Definitely digging the vibe there. Kind of unfortunate that with how our front clip works, we can't use something like that. But yeah, that looks pretty nifty, that's for sure. Starting to look the part. So yeah, maybe we're gonna start this thing, pull it outside. That's one thing we do need to do. We should probably uncover our front Lexan so we can see out of the truck. So we'll pull the front clip back up, pull that little piece off, pull our Lexan off, and maybe we'll put this thing out here into the driveway. Wow, I know it's not running right. Man, that sounds cool. Man, the truck has finally moved under its own power in what, like a year and a half? First time like a year and a half. Man, it definitely, trying to pull out of the garage, it kind of was squealing a little. Like the back brakes are probably, they need some work. They've been sitting for like a year and a half. What do you expect? I mean, yeah, that thing just sounded cool out here. Wow, it just, man. And the windshield. Look at the windshield. That tinted Lexan on there looks phenomenal. Man, oh, I am so excited right now. That is awesome. Wow, that, and like you can hear the engine low down, because it's running rough and all, and it's not because it's cold. I mean, it's like 70 degrees right now. There's something we got to figure out, but wow, that and then the exit from the garage, it's only what, like a finger or 2 fingers here difference in the concrete, and the whole solid suspension is a little brutal for that, but I am ecstatic. That is fantastic. The drag truck is outside. I mean, doesn't get much better than that right now. Oh man, this thing. Oh man, I wish this thing was running smooth right now. We'd be doing some serious stuff to try and get this thing to the track or wherever we want to. But man, it just feels good to have this thing moving. We can pull it in and out if we want to work outside and do something. Guys, I don't know what to say. Honestly, this is fantastic. I need to pop the front. We need to check our trans fluid. I have no idea the level. Like I said previously, I just kind of guessed on it. Power steering fluid, I could hear it whining. It definitely needs some of that. But now we can start the truck and not get smoked out and check those things. Yeah, this is awesome. I'm so excited. Oh man, just look at that thing. Just look at it. That, and like I said, that little pipe, that stack that we got going on, it's like an unexpected little I don't know, it looks cool. I was not expecting it. It was not in the plan, that's for sure. I mean, and even having it raked kind of so it's raking back, that wasn't planned at all either. So very happy with how this is all set. Very happy with how this is all turning out tonight. We got our hood stack in. I honestly don't know where I'm going to go with this hood stack now, because that pipe looks so cool, but I don't know that just sliding a pipe over top of the exhaust would be, I don't think that would be okay for the track. What if something happens, it flies off? You don't want to have that kind of possibility. But I do dig how it looks right now. I mean, do we just extend the pipe we have to have it so it's just over, so we can just get our front clip over it? Do we put something permanently attached to the front clip that is either straight or maybe even a little curve to it? I don't know. Comment down below what you think we should do with that. I mean, with just how it looks right now, I'd be okay just sliding that thing on, and every time we got to pull the front clip, slide it off. I mean, it slides on and off rather easily now, but once again, don't want that chance of it evacuating itself and possibly hitting someone or somebody's truck, or we don't want to be in that kind of situation. But guys, I know I'm rambling on like no end, but the amount of excitement right now, and I'm sure a lot of you feel it too. I mean, this is a major step. We still have a lot to do. All right, I'm gonna collect my thoughts for a minute rather than rambling to you guys for eternity. So the truck works in reverse as well. So we have reverse, not that that should be any surprise. We did have a little issue trying to get back in the garage. We ended up doing a little burnout here. See, well, it seems as though the front end is quite a bit heavier than the rear. I don't really know why that could be. But anyway, guys, I'm extremely excited, which I'm sure you guys heard earlier. The truck, ooh, that didn't sound good. I don't know if it's a fox. Ooh, something's not having a good night out there. Anyhow, the truck moves under its own power. I'm extremely happy about it. The truck just wants to go. I mean, you know, all you got to do is let off the brake, and that thing starts wanting to, pull forward. Which, I think the RPMs are elevated a little bit, but just a little. So anyway, we're figuring everything out. I filled the power steering up. I did not check the transmission fluid to make sure we are at our proper level. The power steering fluid is good. Sold the wheel back and forth. Everything's nice and easy. Everything's working that way. But I'm just happy the thing pulls out and backs back in. Now we can move the thing around. Honestly, if we clear the garage up a little bit, then we can have this and the second gen in there if we so choose. That way we can get some work done on that, if it's raining. Another thing, that hood stack, I just, the fact that it's tilted back that little bit, that's kind of what I wanted. Like, I wanted to have the thing shooting back a little for, you know, just kind of give it something different. So when the exhaust is coming out, it's not going just straight up, you know. Just something different, and I wasn't even going for that. Honestly, the flange on the turbo, or the flange that goes to the exhaust housing on the turbo, when it's plumb, the pipe should be level. So I guess that's just the rake of the engine back, which I didn't even account for. So that turned out, I mean, and look at that windshield. How awesome does that windshield look? This thing's, I don't even remember when we did the windshield. Has that been covered for a year? I mean, the thing's filthy, but yeah, that windshield, I'm glad, so glad we went with the tinted. It's fantastic. We do have some edges to smooth on our fiberglass up here, get that right, but that stuff, that's a million miles away. Don't care about that at all. So yeah, guys, I know I'm just kind of talking in circles here, and I'm just excited. I don't know what to say. I mean, like I said, the Lexan on the front turned out good. The hood stack, even though that particular, how that is right now is not going to stay, but that turned out great. The truck moves. Tonight was a good night. Yeah, I'm ecstatic. So now that we have the truck moving, I can see about, what I want to do is I need to feel it out a little, see if I'm comfortable loading the truck on the trailer, which with our drag radials, because we're going to want our drag set up when we do get it on the trailer. And why I'm talking about getting the truck on the trailer is because there's a local shop that said we could bring the truck over and weigh it on corner scales. So that way we can get our coilover shock situation figured out. We can get, you know, what our weights are on each corner, so we can get rid of that and add coilovers, get that all done, and just kind of be ready to go there. So the truck moves. About getting it on the trailer, I don't know. We'll just have to see what our comfort level is with it. Honestly, with how things are right now, with it not running, you know, the best, I think kind of rail pressures all over the place. The RPMs are kind of up and down a little bit. I don't know how I feel about going up the drive over ramps on the trailer right yet, but then again, I just pulled the truck out of the garage. You know, I didn't try and take it up the driveway, or, you know, just take it up the driveway a little bit and turn it around. Didn't try and do anything like that. So we gotta we're kind of easing into this a little bit. We have our hurdles to overcome, which we will. We're trying to figure that all out. There's scheduling issues, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, guys, the truck's coming along. I know I'm just kind of been blabbing here, but I am extremely excited that the truck moves under its own power for the first time in such a long time. I don't know what to say. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for following along with the build. I know this is being dragged out way long. The drag truck build, from when we took the engine out of it, the stock engine last year, year and a half ago or whatever, it's been a while. Just, yeah, see, I guess. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please like the video, subscribe down below. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Get out in your garage, get the wrenching on your truck. I'm just so excited.